Welcome back to All Sorts of Sports.
Hold me now.
Sports, all sorts of sports.
This is better than the
I got 7
conversation
Mac
we just had.
11s, about
Oh my God.
838s, 9. Sorry.
This is way better
Big
than the
goat.
conversation we had before
Yes.
What?
about movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing this now. You realize this is your fault.
Nah, it's cool. All right. So,
Everybody whip out their phone and start the pod. Is that what's happening?
now I'm looking up the schedule we got. All right. So, the first part we're going to discuss.
Hi, guys.
Oh, yeah. What's up? We
Hey.
back. I just want to get this shit over
We're
with.
back. Back in the New York
I just
groove.
want to get this one part over with.
The what? One part?
Yeah.
What part?
Great New York moves.
I want to talk about the Warriors now so we can get this shit out the way and we can move on to some other shit.
Yeah?
Cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool? All
Hey,
right, cool.
Keem. How's it going, bud?
How's all of you? 'Cause it's the only one that called this series correctly.
Fuck you.
What did Keem say last week? He said that he was more right. Kareem was second most right. Not anymore, nigga.
It ain't even been a minute. All right. So, last night, LA closed out Golden State in 6.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they did.
This is a battle of the old men.
The Warriors missed 35 threes. Literally 35 threes.
30
They went 13 for
5
48.
It's the end of an era.
threes.
Clay went 2 for 12 and 3 for 19 overall.
Yep.
So that means he went 1 for 7 from 2.
Yep.
That's
Not good.
yeah, that's not what I thought was gonna happen.
Muy no bueno.
They aren't who we
If-
thought they were.
No, they are who I thought they were.
Oh, no, that's what I meant. Yep.
Yeah. I didn't think it was gonna be like that.
Didn't you?
Steph didn't have a great game either.
They all had a horrible game.
Yeah,
It
Clay,
was
Clay
just-
was missing layups.
Clay's
like,
not
what the
good.
fuck?
Clay is not good.
Clay has not been himself for a very long time. The thing that you can look out for Clay all season long is that every once in a while have a pretty good from 3 night, but it's not necessarily percentage-wise as much as he just sinks a lot of them.
Yeah, no, so if you look at all of his good games, he can go for, 30 points, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's when he's shooting the ball from deep well. Like, he does not have
from the
he
Warriors,
doesn't have
too.
the step, really, to get downhill.
I
So
would love
unless
Clay on the
he's-
Mavs.
Unless he is... No, you wouldn't, because he's a worse
I would.
version of the white dude that we sent
won't
to
happen.
you from the Wizards.
Huh?
He's just a shooter.
Bertans?
Yeah. He's just a
No,
worse
Clay can
version.
play defense.
Not really anymore.
He's not like the greatest defender, but he can play defense.
Clay
He's
has
a
not been the
3
same
and D.
since the
I mean,
injury.
I can play defense, just not well.
No, you can't. 3 and
Clay
D.
has not been
Clay
the
can
same
be 3 and D.
But
since
he's
the
not.
injury. So let me clarify.
He's what Dylan Brooks thinks he is.
No,
No.
no, they're the same player right now.
No, they're
Whoa,
not.
hang on now.
No, they're not.
Look, all right, I'm not going to get...
He's not elite anymore. is
I
what
won't
I'm
be
saying.
hyperbolic.
All
Clay is
right,
not
cool.
bad. Clay is just not who he was.
Yes.
Fair.
And
He
that's
is not elite
but-
anymore.
He's better than what we have.
You just want every
All
player
right,
on
I'm
down.
not talking about the fucking Mavs. I'm saying
fine.
about the Warriors, goddammit. This team, if you want to know everything you need to know about the fucking Warriors, listen to what Steve Kerr said in the postgame. We reached our max. This is the max that we could get with this team. Their depth, that used to be a strength of the fucking Warriors, right? Jordan Poole has had an occasional okay game, but overall this season, Draymond slapped the talent out that motherfucker. Okay? He's not been the same guy. Jordan Poole's been the punchline to a joke this second season.
But
Okay?
he also isn't getting. He needs. If they are serious about moving forward with Poole, he needs to get starting minutes.
I don't know what they're looking at with Poole. Poole's not part of the equation, I think, going forward. But I think
No, he is. He has to
I
be.
d-
Or
well,
well, they can. Trade.
I don't know. But
How are you going to move that Like, it's not like they have Washington's GM.
We are contracts are being moved. Westbrook contract got moved 4 times.
His contract's about to get started.
look,
Exactly.
no, I get it. They're probably wrong. Right decision at the time. Blame Draymond. But the thing with the Warriors is that the big 3 is a lot older than it was. You look at how long this dynasty, if you want to call it that, has existed.
It's a decade.
Right. You start
Been
reaching
around
the
for a
fucking
minute.
max and
A
stuff.
long time.
Then you had other dudes that are supposed to, like, if you look at the championship last year, who was the most important piece of that championship last year?
Wiggins.
Did he play? Like, Wiggins was hurt all last game.
Yeah.
Playing,
And
trying to grit it out,
I
right?
think he had a broken rib
And
like
he
this
missed.
game.
he
And
missed
how long did he miss
2
this season?
months.
Thank you. So, like, there's all of those things. Look, even when it came to what happened, we'll talk about the Suns thing, but one of the reasons that I didn't feel the Suns could win is KD coming after a very long time of not being with the team, and then you try to gel before the playoffs. Doesn't usually work out for teams.
And the Suns are the Suns.
Well, we'll get to that. But the Warriors overall need to figure out what they're going to do as far as depth, and need to also figure out what they're going to do as far as of the big three, how many can you keep? It sounded yesterday is that they want to bring all three back. They want to bring Draymond. And if they're going to do that, then it's just going to be that team's not going to look the same from a depth standpoint. I think you have to keep Wiggins. I actually think he's probably the most important long-term piece. But, I mean, they already moved some guys, Wiseman and all kinds of...
They moved Wiseman to save like $200 million. But the other part of it is they do have pieces, right? Like Moody. Yeah. They got Kuminga, but they're just not playing them, which is... Like
because they haven't showed that they can do it. And the thing is that you have the stars in there in the playoffs trying to make shit go, and if it's not going in...
If
there's a bigger thing about this stuff.
If Clay is going 2 for fucking 12, bring in Kuminga.
Here's the thing about the Warriors overall, which is the reason I felt so good about the game yesterday. I am not a fan of what the Warriors have done to basketball overall. I'm not a fan of Steph Curry's influence on basketball as far as jacking up threes. No, I'm not dumb. So the
so you watch movies,
right? So the
good for you.
Yeah, great callbacks. The teams remaining in the playoffs, none of them shoot at the kind of volume that the Warriors have as far as from three. And there's a chance, looking around and seeing who's left, Nuggets, Jokic. Suns. Lakers, AD. Philly, Embiid. Might be a big man's league again. No. Might be a body it up and fucking go fighting in the paint sort of thing again. No. I don't know. I just know that overall, the jacking up threes as far from a volume standpoint, when Clay and Steph were great at it, they were the best. They were the best ever at doing it as a team. And when it's not sinking, it's just not going to work.
Shooting backcourt ever.
But that's the thing. The 3-point variance in NBA games is ridiculous, right? Like, you have these teams that'll be down 20 points going into the fourth fucking quarter, and all of a sudden it fucking changes because everybody's jacking up a fucking three.
Well, that and those teams have second-unit players who only jack up threes. A lot of the Heat players do that.
Well, there's always sharpshooters, and if you look at what the Lakers did successfully, was Austin Reeves.
Yeah, elite sharpshooters, though. That's the difference on your second unit, which
Steph
that was
Curry
always
in like 5 years.
Yeah. But that was always the thing. Like you wanted a Ray Allen on your team. He wasn't the one, he wasn't the two, but he was the dude that could sink your shots when you need to fucking beat him.
Yep, and the Warriors just don't have that anymore.
This feels more of an old school playoff, and the Warriors not existing anymore in it makes me happy.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad that the Knicks aren't in it.
You sound like a hater, but okay.
Yes.
It is what it is. Like I hate the Lakers with a fucking fire passion. I don't like the Lakers as a team, as an organization. Just never liked them.
I like LeBron though.
I do like LeBron, and when he's playing well, I like AD. No, I'm not gonna say when he's playing well. When he looks like he gives a fuck, I like AD.
When he's furrowing his brow.
You can tell, like, AD didn't have a great point total yesterday, but how many fucking rebounds did he have? Like 20?
Yeah, they did. They weren't going to him offensively.
Which is fine. You just still have to, as long as AD is playing with intensity, that is a difference maker for the fucking Lakers.
How do you think he's going to do against Jokic?
He's going to get eaten and fucking alive.
Yeah.
Although, he may play.
Are we done with the Warriors?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Let's talk about Nuggets.
No. With the Warriors, what do you think was going to happen for next year?
I don't know.
I think they keep the big three and run it back one more time. They're all kind of at the twilight of their careers. And why not run it back one more time? Because they got this far with missing significant pieces.
What's the contract situation, though?
That I don't know.
Because aren't people up for contracts now?
Draymond, I think, is up.
Yeah. And what about Clay?
I think Clay and Steph are still signed.
One year. I'm sure Draymond wants to run it back.
I don't know. We should know more about this before we talk about it like that. Yeah. But at the end of the day, the Warriors right now, you could try to run it back, but I don't know what you're adding to that team that makes them a threat in the West.
KD.
Phoenix is going to be better. Denver is going to stay being Denver.
Are they going to be better?
Yes.
How?
What did I say about as far as how much time KD had with Booker before the playoffs started?
Mm-hmm.
They have a full fucking year to get right together. Yes, of course, KD is far from an injury standpoint, but there is one dude ascending on that team, and it's Devin Booker.
Draymond and Clay's contract expires at the end of 2024, so they still got one more year.
There you go.
And Steph's 2026, Poole's 27, Wiggins is 27, so they can run it back once.
I just don't think running it back under this sort of thing is going to make it any better for them.
They have Moses Moody.
The rest of the West has a set. Devin Booker is getting better.
The champion is going to come out of the East.
Come on, this was a revelation this playoff.
Just not in clutch time, which we've seen before.
They
I
just
thought he looked fucking good.
And they did.
They got their ass beat.
They didn't have
in
Ayton.
Game 7.
They didn't have Ayton.
What? No, not Game 7. What?
Game
The
6.
closeout game. Yeah.
But they didn't have Ayton. That's huge.
They shouldn't have had Ayton this year.
Well, they had
Mavericks get familiar.
I don't. Yeah, maybe we might do all the shit that we don't want to happen.
Y'all are grasping at fucking straws. That's what the Kyrie move was.
y'all just get Wembanyama. It'll be fine.
It was. That was definitely that move. But with Ayton,
But there's no other option. I think at the end of the day,
there is other options.
move Luka.
Nah, I saw some stupid shit where somebody said the Mavs should call whoever has the first pick and say, hey, let's get that for Luka.
Yep.
That's fucking stupid.
I 100% agree.
Nah, that's fucking stupid.
You're not gonna win with Luka.
Hmm?
You're not gonna win with Luka.
Okay.
I predicted that, was it now 2 years ago when I was on the pod when I said that there's going to be a prevailing theory at some point that the way that Luka plays basketball and the way that people around him, people are not going to want to play with him, and you're not going to be able to win a championship.
No.
I think Luka is. Look, the Luka comparison to me is, like I said in the last pod when Gilbert Arenas was on the Round Russillo podcast, the difference between a hooper and a basketball player. Jokic, basketball player. Hooper, Giannis. Luka, mostly hooper compared to basketball player. Slow, but a hooper. He's the Jokic version of a hooper. It's the weirdest fucking thing.
Hey,
Doughy European, just hooping.
Europeans do things a little bit slower than us.
But
Americans.
Luke is going to look like Russell Westbrook in the fucking Oklahoma City Thunder for a minute, and is going to be
unless he takes the steps to change his game.
Thank you.
No, that's fucking stupid. I watched the Mavericks every fucking game, right? The issue with the team is how the team is constructed.
Right.
It's been that issue for a long fucking time, and Mark Cuban and Nico have not fixed it. We've all known what the fucking problem is.
What makes you think they're going to fix it? My point is that you have to understand where it is the situation that they are in. Mark Cuban's not going anywhere, right?
And neither is Luka.
No, so I understand
fix
it.
the fucking team.
I understand it. I'm just saying your quickest way within the system that you guys have as far as who's in charge to win something is get rid of Luka.
No, it's not. It's get shooters around Luka and
Look,
3-and-D guys.
The idea of getting rid of Luka should be fucking ridiculous. But I think Luka needs to learn something. And I don't think he's going to max out what he's learned.
To Washington?
Huh?
So he can learn some shit with you?
No, I don't want him.
No. We would waste his talent.
I don't think anybody's strong enough to deal with Luka in Washington. There's not somebody that could check Luka on what it is he should or should not do.
Send him to the Heat.
Oh, yeah. If Luka on the Heat, that's either an explosion.
I want Jimmy Butler, but I know that's never happening. But I've been saying that for years.
Yeah, well.
Okay.
Jimmy with Dallas would be amazing.
What team doesn't want Jimmy Butler?
A lot of teams didn't want Jimmy at the time that he was
We're
there.
talking about right now.
Okay.
All right.
Jimmy
Nugget Suns?
Yeah. Suns going Sun.
We were in agreement. You're the one that did the final convincing of me for the Nuggets, so thank you.
It's the same shit that we've seen I just didn't know that with KD there, they were still going to wet the bed the way they did at home. Down by 30 at halftime again.
Speaking of players,
the same exact
don't
shit.
Look the same as they did last year or the year prior.
Who?
KD, just missing layups.
I mean, they made it difficult for him, for real.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm less about the Suns fucking it up as much as I'm Denver's fucking good.
Yeah, that's why I called the series. Why is Denver good? That was my nickname for
Brown.
the series. Why is Denver this good?
What is a Christian Brown? I don't know.
I said, when we were talking about nicknames for the series, right? My nickname for this series is why the fuck is Denver so good?
Because they're great. From top to bottom, I look at Denver and it's the same thing I said last week.
You don't expect them to
No,
be
it's not
great.
true. It's not true. It's the same. When I said last week on the pod, and I said the thing with Denver that everybody was overlooking is the fact is that the last 3 or 4 fucking years, they've led the West.
They've just been hurt.
And then they get hurt in the playoffs. And Jokic has been a little middling in the playoffs as far as not knowing if he's going to have or take that superstar thing when it came to playoffs, right? We knew what Jokic could do in the regular season. But what they did this year, Jokic completely sacrificed the MVP championship, the MVP trophy, in the final third of the season. And what they do? Focused on staying fucking healthy.
Yep.
And now you have a fully healthy Denver team. Jamal Murray is fucking dope. Michael Porter Jr., when he needs to be, is fucking dope.
He's getting over the back injury.
Aaron Gordon, when he needs to be, is fucking dope. And Nikola Jokic is the best basketball player in the NBA.
Yep.
That's what it is. The only person you could ever compare to him is Embiid, as far as being the best overall basketball player in the NBA. Giannis is the best hooper. I'm running with the Gilbert Arenas thing.
I'm not, but all right.
And the thing is, they have so many pieces. They have so many pieces that even if Michael Porter Jr. goes 0 for 7 or 0 for 12, they're still going to hang 120
and
on
that is because they built and constructed the team.
Yeah, because there's nothing else to do in Denver.
It's like, oh, let's just build
Oh,
a team.
you guys want to go hiking or build a team?
Utah East. Okay? It's all that they are.
Less Mormons. Significantly
But hey,
Mormonless Utah.
props to Denver. Props to Denver. But we're going to be talking about Denver more because they're actually still playing.
Yeah.
Let's focus on the team that's going home or staying home.
Are we previewing that series at all?
No, let's
They're
wait
gonna
for
play.
the other one. Let's wait for the other ones.
Yeah.
There's only one game.
Oh, that's true.
I'm saying they start playing the series on Monday.
All right, yeah, we can go to it after.
Okay.
But
I just want to point this out. The main issue with the Suns is that on a team with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, do we know who their leading scorer was last game?
probably campaign.
It was Campaign.
Yep.
That cannot happen.
But
Denver
you
was
know
playing
why?
good defensively.
You know why? Because campaign was the only one hitting shots.
Yeah.
Like
Go with the hot hand.
12 for
They
16.
they threw everything at KD
Yes, they
and
did.
Booker, and they were like, let everybody else beat us, but they didn't
What did
really
we
have
say
anybody
about the
else.
Suns when they went and got KD? What'd they have to give up?
Defense.
Depth and
Yeah.
defense.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're in the game. You don't have depth to turn to. So what do you got to do? And what did Denver do? Denver plays well defensively and offensively. They are the best overall team in the NBA. Have been for years. Because they're Utah, Mormonless Utah, we don't give a fuck and we don't pay attention. But it's what it's been.
You also can't win when your bench scores a total of 12 points in the game.
Thank you. That's why Booker had to carry these motherfuckers. And I don't know what they're going to do as far as to me is what look, if Chris Paul stayed healthy, much different looking series. I still think they lose, but a much different looking series.
Oh, yeah, I forgot CP was out.
CP was how do you like see come
Chris
on,
Paul is always out.
How many weeks
which is
ago,
what we also expected to have happen.
How many
right?
weeks ago was I was like, I'm taking the Suns until Chris Paul gets injured? I think that was at the beginning of the playoffs. It didn't happen. It didn't happen when I thought it would, but it did happen.
Well, when the trade itself happened, I know I said that on paper, Phoenix should win a championship. That being said, you introduce a star. When is the last time in the NBA you've had a key player like that get traded midseason and they win? Spoiler alert, it hasn't happened.
Yeah.
I was actually really thinking about that.
It hasn't happened. You keep thinking it's not going to fucking happen.
It's like it's not you can't do that with the key player, but
You can do it with a supporting player. You can do that with but if you're talking about one of the like top two guys, no, doesn't happen. You're not winning. They will be. That's the thing is like, what do you do? That's why I truly think maybe sign and trade, whatever the hell. I love the idea of Kyrie and fucking Phoenix. I think it's interesting. I think it's really interesting. They're not going to have defense, but I think it's really, really interesting. They're going to need another player. And Chris Paul, we knew that Chris Paul probably wasn't going to stay healthy throughout the series, which is what ended up happening. It's much closer. They go into Game 7 if Chris Paul's there.
No.
I firmly believe that.
No.
I understand the thought process.
Like people were saying like the Suns were playing better without Chris Paul.
No, Devin Booker might have been looking better because of his stat lines, but that's because, as we just said, nobody was doing anything.
He gets you open.
He gets you open, and also when you talk about role players playing with Chris Paul, he can make stuff happen to get some other guys points that they might not necessarily get otherwise.
But, I mean, if you look at Campaign's stat line, it was pretty good. It's just nobody else stepped up. Campaign just walked into the role that Chris Paul otherwise would have.
Shots.
Yep.
Or he was making contested threes.
But that's the thing with Chris Paul. I'm not looking for Chris Paul to drop 30. I'm looking for Chris Paul to be the facilitator for other guys that aren't as good.
Yeah, 12, 15, and 7.
Yeah, you have a Chris Paul, he will elevate the bad guys around you.
Yeah, but he can't elevate because he's fucking broken.
Which is a problem.
Didn't he play? Did he play in Game 7 last year?
No.
I feel like he might have.
Injured?
I thought he did.
I think he was hurt. I think
he was hurt.
I thought he did.
Yeah, I think that he tried to come back and play, and then it was not a good game.
All I know is Phoenix did the exact same shit they did last year. And was
it Game 6 last year?
No, it was Game 7.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, closeout game at home, and
that's all I'm saying is if Chris Paul was there, it would have been another Game 7. I still picked Denver, but it would have been a Game 7.
Yeah.
Nah. But
and also this is good for Denver because they're not having to. They don't have to play another game. They're gonna be fresher. You're not putting all that pressure.
No, it's the same shit.
Jokic's back.
It's the same shit. Both Game 6s they play on Tuesday. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying.
Are we previewing that game, or should we go to the
East?
East? Let's finish up the East.
We're gonna preview that game, but with the Suns, right? Now they're talking about they're exploring trade options for Ayton, right? And my thing is like, what would have happened if they didn't match the offer sheet from the Pacers last year?
They wouldn't have had a center.
Now, what would they have gotten in return?
I don't remember what it was.
Like a draft compensatory.
Yeah,
right?
something like that.
And non-proven asset.
Saved money to go sign someone else.
But that would have been great with the Pacers this year because the Pacers were ass, right?
Here's what I'm saying. Here's what I know about Phoenix. You got a brand new owner, Matt Ishbia, whatever the fuck his name is. Ishbia. Matt I don't know. Whatever.
Matt
I. Who did a pretty good interview with Bill Simmons on his pod a couple weeks ago. But you have a new owner that is, before he was the official guy in charge of the Suns, he was in communication with the front office when KD became available and said, go get him. Because there was language that he could be involved with the team before the actual paper signed over because he's got to kind of direct what's going to happen. And he said, go get KD. So here's what I do know going in next year. They have a window as long as KD is on the team. You don't have KD on your team building for the future. You have KD on your team to win now.
To win now, yeah.
You have a guy who's going to have no problem paying the fucking luxury tax or whatever to try to go win a championship immediately. So I expect the Suns to be aggressive as shit, do anything to try to put together something. That's why I'm saying the Kyrie thing, possibly. I don't know if they bring Chris Paul back. I don't know if they move on from that. I know the Ayton thing. The Ayton thing is less about whether or not he fits on the team or anything as much as it's clear for years now. Ayton doesn't want to fucking be there.
And they don't want
him
there.
don't want him there.
Yeah.
It just hasn't made sense yet in a move to get rid of him. Dallas.
All right, moving to the East.
I don't want that.
You need a big man. Ain't nobody available.
We have. And people were available. We just didn't get them.
I know.
And it's like, why the fuck? When there
y'all
were better options.
Because y'all weren't at kitchen sink time. You're now at kitchen sink time because of, as we're about to go into this next series, your boy Jalen Brunson.
Nah, his ass at home too. They're all in the same place.
He's at home, but here's the thing.
But he cooked.
He cooked his ass off.
But look, here's like if you fuck up, right? Which the Mavs clearly did. We've all said it. They could have signed him for way cheaper than what he actually signed for.
But Brunson doesn't look like he does with the Knicks, but the Mavericks, sure.
He's not the number one option.
Right.
Like he is there.
He's there.
Yeah.
But we don't know that he's this Brunson in a Mavs uniform.
Because in New York, he's the number one option.
Right.
So cool. But he was doing some of the same shit when he had the ball in his hands and Luka was on the bench. So he did the same exact thing.
Yeah, right? But in a playoff series, you're going to give Luka time, not Brunson.
Luka will sit on the bench at some point, and Brunson runs the point. That happens. But what I'm saying is this. When you fuck up like that, you don't compound the mistake by just like saying like, oh, let's go sign Ayton.
You did with Kyrie. That's your point where it all goes moot.
All right, who's better?
You did it with Kyrie.
Who's better?
What?
Who's a better basketball player?
Kyrie.
All right, so
does Kyrie work on the fucking Mavs?
He could, but
stop. Just stop.
He could.
Dog, when it happened, what did we know? What did we know when it happened?
He could.
We knew that this was a move that they're doing because they're desperate to keep Luka, right? They had to do something because Luka was getting annoyed. There's no one with talent around him. But they had no other options at that particular point. Right. They had to go throw. This is a kitchen sink move. Mm-hmm. The kitchen sink move is fuck it. Kyrie's available. Let's see what happens. What do we see happens? There's no defense.
If we go for Ayton, it's going to be worse.
Probably, but you are in kitchen sink mode.
No, that's
because you can't build it.
It's like, oh, we got to throw the kitchen sink, but we're going to burn down the house to do so.
But here's the point: here's what Luka's not going to have patience for: building a team properly.
Yeah,
that's my point.
That's fine, but I don't rate Ayton at all, though. That's my thing with this.
You shouldn't. I'm not saying that. Ayton's not going to work for you guys. Don't get that twisted. It's just some move to make.
If it's Miles Turner, okay. I like Miles Turner.
Cool.
I think he would work there. And guess what? If the fucking Phoenix Suns didn't match the offer sheet, we might have Miles.
Boom. But it didn't happen.
Yeah, I know. And shit went whatever.
Right? So, well, I do have tits, but
I don't want to talk about the Mavs anymore.
Can we talk about how Spoelstra may be the best coach in the history of basketball?
Well, no.
Not in the history of basketball.
I don't know.
He might be the
Spoelstra's the best. If we're doing a power ranking of coaches, he's number one.
It's insane what he continues to do with what on paper doesn't look like a great team.
Yeah, I'm not putting him over Popovich all time. But
I love where he came from too. Like the film room. Like he used to like create like the highlight or the film tape for everybody, and then he ends up becoming a coach. And look at all the shit he's done.
Well, the thing was that no one took him seriously when LeBron and him were there in Miami. Like they all thought that he was just the pass-through guy. You're not really doing any fucking coaching, and he's proven. Fuck that. I'm that dude. And it's heat culture shit, right? But him and Steve Butler.
When people say that, but like it's just true. It's just true.
It's Pat Riley. He has that impact. But look, the Knicks got further than they had any fucking business going. Jalen Brunson's fucking awesome.
Julius Randle.
The rest of the Knicks did not show up for him consistently enough. Yeah, that entire series. It was Brunson by himself.
A single good game.
That's fair.
But guess what? Knicks fans don't deserve nice things.
I don't believe that at all.
I think there's like 4 Knicks fans.
The Knicks owner doesn't. The Knicks owner doesn't.
Yeah, but you see, look at what the Knicks fans are doing like now.
What?
Like tearing down like Randall shit, like stepping on it. Like that's fucking weird. That's weird behavior. Same thing with like that's fucking
New
weird.
York.
It's New York.
Yeah, they don't deserve nice shit.
It's a concrete jungle where dreams are made.
Okay.
I'm trying. I might be moving
the
up
world
there.
agrees with me just because of that shit y'all just did. That shit was weird.
High five.
There were 3 undrafted players that beat the Knicks. Nunn, Robinson, Gabe Vincent. They were undrafted. And
did none even play?
I don't remember.
I mean, he played leading up. But it's wild to think what the Heat have been able to do.
Yeah, but the Knicks are also young as fuck. The Heat overall have one guy above all else, which is Jimmy. I said it at the end of the reason I picked the Heat in this fucking series was when you looked at what the Heat did to Milwaukee, even though Giannis wasn't there for the majority of the series. The guy who stood out to me in that series outside of Jimmy was Bam. Yeah. And Adebayo has come to fucking play these playoffs. He's had really fucking good games all the way through.
He didn't have a triple-double when I needed him to.
Bam's the thing is that you need somebody to feed off that Jimmy Butler energy, and that Bam is a perfect dude for that.
Playoff James.
All right, hold on. So I had Miami in 6. Everybody else had Miami in 7.
Yep.
So we all got that right. When it comes to Denver and Phoenix,
I shit the bed there.
Ryan and Keem had Phoenix in 6. You had Phoenix in 7 at first.
And then changed to 6 after hearing it.
And then you went to Denver in 6.
Yeah.
why was that such a switch from?
Because I was
Phoenix
bullshitting.
Winning to.
Because I was bullshitting. So like the thing was that I was looking at once again.
Hedging.
No, on paper. What I usually do when it comes to NBA playoffs is I look at the superstars, right? I look at the guys as far as the superstars, and I look at, all right, who has more of them, and what are they going to do when it comes down to crunch time, right? And my thing is that in the way what you convinced me of to a certain degree, it wasn't you completely, but it was you a lot, is that Jokic has arrived. To me, the jury was out when it came to playoff time, whether or not Jokic was actually that dude, right? And it was just one of those come to Jesus moments where it's like, no, he's the best guy on the court. Just go with it. He's the best guy on the court. Like, stop bullshitting. Stop going off the legacy nonsense of Chris Paul. Stop going off the legacy nonsense of Kevin Durant. And to me, Booker, before the series starts, I still thought he was Devin Booker, which is a dude that's getting better. But I put Devin Booker, up until this season, I put him in one step above Trae Young territory, which is that he shows up in certain aspects. Now, Trae Young this season has diminished compared to Devin Booker getting better, and this is the clear separation of them two. But it was one of those dudes where I was just like, I don't know how good you actually are or where you're at just yet in your career. I'm not sure. Devin Booker showed me he's better than I thought he was, actually.
I will say this. Trae Young, like, actually passes the ball too. Like, gets a shit ton of assists to his teammates in comparison.
Chris Paul was on the team. There's no better facilitator than Chris Paul. That's what I keep telling you. If Chris Paul stays healthy throughout that series, 7 games makes sense.
So, but what I'm saying is I give more credence to Trae Young having to facilitate for the team.
If you had to pick Trae Young or Devin Booker, who are you picking?
For, like, who else do I have on the team?
Doesn't matter.
That does matter to me.
You're starting a new franchise.
Okay.
And they've got a fucking fantasy draft of any fucking player. You got an expansion franchise.
And both of them are up. If I have the first pick, I'm not picking either of them.
No, I mean, all the guys are off the board. The next 2 on the board. Because you're trying to get out of answering the fucking question. I'm just trying to get you to answer the question.
Look, so if I have,
thank you. I don't understand. Why is he trying to? He's lawyering.
Listen, what I'm saying. If I have,
I want Wembanyama.
What the fuck are we doing?
Whatever.
I'm asking Devin Booker or Trae Young, regardless of the way the team is made up. Who are you picking? Who's a better player?
That's a stupid question.
Fine. Who's a better player?
Offensively,
who's a better player? Devin Booker. That's it. That's all I'm going with. Especially after this
Trae Young does more
after this playoff series, could you ever even question it?
Trae Young does more.
Fine. Can you question after this playoff series who's a better player, Devin Booker or Trae Young?
Yeah.
You can question it?
Yeah.
All right. I think that's ridiculous. I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
Okay.
Also, the thing about Jokic is he never puts up a dud.
I mean, what's considered a dud?
That's the thing. Jokic is, but
you're going 2 for 15 with.
He can't do that.
Oh yeah. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
He's literally 300 pounds.
Embiid has those games. Jokic never puts up a dud.
Embiid's doing different things.
Yeah, Embiid's more like finesse offensively, like where he shoots. Like he shoots.
Shouldn't.
Yeah. And that's where you get the 2 for 12.
Jokic has.
That's not true.
Incredible triple doubles.
Like he's more of a jump shooter than Jokic is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he does more of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm saying he does that more.
I could be a jump shooter. It doesn't mean I'll be good
Stop.
at it.
Don't do this Embiid disrespect like that. That's fucked up. Don't do that.
What?
He's disrespecting the shit out of Embiid right now. I don't like it.
I know. You brought up Embiid.
I know. I'm saying that you're disrespecting Embiid. Don't fucking tell me it's like his game's trash.
All right,
like
guys.
It's fucking nonsense.
Look. So, outside of that, another thing that we did not discuss yet, I had Golden State in 6. Ryan had Golden State in 7. Keem had Golden State in 7. And then you had LA in 7. Now, back to Miami.
LA in what?
7.
I thought I had 6.
No, you had 7.
Oh.
All right, going back to...
I thought I was legit. No, I was thinking about Denver. My bad.
Going back to Miami and New York, right?
Yep.
What is next for New York?
Keep building. It's they're still young. And I still think that with Brunson on the team and now that's the piece to build around, they're just going to change up some stuff and keep going. I'm fine with that. I don't think the Knicks are not in a position that they have to go make some big splash sort of thing.
Well, what do you think they're going to do with Julius Randle?
I don't bounce Randle yet. Yeah. I still think there's something there, and I don't know what else is out there that you consider better.
I would, if you're just looking at it with a normal fan base, I agree. But with all the pressure that's going to be on
no
it.
one gives a shit about the pressure what the fan base is doing up there.
Okay.
Do you think Jimmy fucking Dolan gives a fuck what the fans think in New York?
No, I'm not saying like pressure on him, but I'm more saying more so like the hate that Randall's getting himself.
Everyone on the Knicks teams every year get hate if you're not the number one guy.
Yeah. Also, Julius ain't that young.
Think back during the Melo years or anything else. Unless you're the number one guy, you're getting hate.
Josh Hart not getting hate. He had a bad game. He ain't getting hate.
No, he's also.
I think Randall's the expectation thing. Yeah. But how old is Randall?
28.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready to bounce on Randall unless there's something clearly better out there. I really just think they give him more time.
There are stuff that's clearly better out there, but
well, if he's getting
that's
hate,
available.
If he's getting hate,
that's available without you having to mortgage a bunch of shit to go do it.
We'll see.
We shall, but I'm just saying I don't know.
All right, let's go to the favorite series for today. By the time you're watching this, the game is going to be over.
Tomorrow,
so.
Right?
Yeah, but I'm probably not editing all this.
Right.
Yeah.
Tomorrow 3:30.
I don't expect this to come out before.
It'll probably be out on Monday.
All right.
Yeah. So
the Celtics will have won.
Yeah, basically. But the only person who could possibly be right is Keem right now.
As far as fully right, yeah.
Yeah. So for this series, Philly and Boston, Keem had Philly in 7, KDot had Philly in 6, Ryan had Boston in 6, and I had Boston in 5. So I'm wrong.
Same. Those are going to game 7.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Boston's going to destroy them in Boston.
I think the last couple minutes of the last game, because Tatum's been shooting horribly, Tatum started to get hot. And Tatum basically won that game.
He outscored the Sixers in the fourth quarter by himself.
He is going to, and it doesn't just have to be him, but I have a feeling that Tatum is going to have a monster.
And it's in Boston. And the history of the Sixers.
Either that or the city burns to the ground. I don't.
The history of the Sixers. That's another thing.
Yeah. What's
I'm gonna say the history of the Sixers. The history of Doc.
What's Doc's recent record in these sorts of games?
Anybody? I'll speak when I need to speak. Go ahead and do your shit.
Yeah, go ahead.
I get your shit.
No, answer the question.
I'm not answering the question.
He's asking you.
I'm not answering.
But you know the answer.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
I don't fucking know.
We told you already.
So y'all niggas answer. God damn it, I did it again.
What was it? 17 and 34 or 7 and 34 or something crazy?
17 and 34.
Something wild.
17 and 34 in what? Closeout games? Has he been playing for 100 years? 17 and 34. It's fucking nuts. What are you talking? Is that a thing?
It was something in 34.
Look, all I'll say about this is, as far as this area, I still got the Sixers. That being said, it should have been Sixers and 6. Up until the fourth quarter in this game, I thought I had it on lock. And then the Sixers start doing, I'm not going to say Sixers shit, but Doc Rivers started doing Doc Rivers shit, which is the main culprit to me. Embiid is there. He's healthy, and he's playing, and you don't feed it to him. He's your best player, and you don't give it to him for how many minutes in the fucking fourth is ridiculous to me.
So you blame Doc for that?
Yeah.
Like fully?
Mostly. Because you even see in the press conference, Embiid was pissed.
Yeah.
Embiid was pissed.
Like
he was like, we didn't run the offense properly. We weren't running the offense.
And then you don't run the offense through your best player.
Right.
No, that's a coaching decision.
You
call a timeout, you drop a play, and you go, George, we need to get the ball inside. That's not what he did.
The most glaring thing to me was how checked out Philly looked. They gave up. And I blame coaching mostly for that. But you could see at the end of that game, there were moments where, and this is where Embiid and Harden is inexcusable. That there were times where there was like a loose ball and they're walking, and I'm like, the fuck are you doing?
So is that Doc?
I said overall it's Doc. If Doc sees his players checked out like that, then you call the fucking timeout and you get in their asses. Or you let PJ Tucker get in their asses.
You can get down by 15 real quick if your whole team's
It's like
down.
Especially when Tatum just started
I'm not
draining
saying
shit.
Doc doesn't have any blame, but I just don't want it to be like
I said
it's only
majority.
Doc. Yeah.
I said majority.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if you're not running and you're a professional athlete, guess what?
You don't need a coach to yell at you for you to run.
It's like I'm looking at the game and I'm like, the Sixers have this thing because Tatum is shooting like shit.
Yep.
He's
and
like
I'm like,
1 for 12.
I'm like, the Sixers have this, but then when the moment that you're like, okay, close the game out,
they didn't do it,
and it's like they still were treating it like, oh no, we have it. I'm like, no, close the game out, and it's we're just gonna be lackadaisical, you know. It's the equivalent like football of like the motherfucker. It's in the third quarter, you're up by 10 points, and you just run the football to try to run the clock out, but then the other team scores a touchdown and adds 3 points, and you're like, in the first half, you guys scored 30. How about we start putting the pressure back on? No, we're just gonna run the ball. It's okay. Oh, yeah. We're just gonna run the ball.
Yeah.
And that's what Philadelphia did. That scares the everlasting shit out of me. In a closeout game, you're going to be in Boston. That is terrifying. Like right now, I'm still picking the Sixers because I do. We talked about it, and you mentioned this before the pod. Last episode, I said that I'm not. I said I don't have them in 6 anymore. Last episode, because I said Tatum has been playing like shit, and while I don't think Tatum's a superstar,
he's a star.
He's a star, not a superstar. This year was supposed to be the year, but it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Tatum will not be playing as bad as he has. He showed glimpses in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
Which still means he's due for a game.
Yep.
That also being said, an Embiid game where he dominates and imposes his will on the other team hasn't happened yet either. Okay. If it comes down to both of them, there's one superstar, and it's Embiid, and I will pick him over Tatum 100 times out of 100. If both of them are due this Game 7, give me Embiid all day, every day. Okay. If Embiid does not play dominating, because he hasn't so far this series, and Tatum plays anything like he did in that fucking fourth quarter, Boston's going to win this thing.
Now let me ask you this question.
I really wanted to bring up a 28-3 halftime football reference, but couldn't quite get it.
Well, the Falcons were trying. It's just they just stopped doing it.
Who has a better team?
The Sixers. Marginally, but
nah.
I would up until the playoffs started. Now I'm saying up until like mid-year this year, I thought it was Boston. I don't think that. I really do think the Sixers are a better team.
Okay.
I really do. I like it. Tobias Harris hasn't really been that dominant in anything, but some of the other guys, like I have loved.
Maxey.
There you go. Maxey's looked great,
and he's also looked really bad in stretches too.
He's trying too much if nothing else is happening, right? So like Philadelphia is also a team that will try to shoot themselves out of a hole. They have players that will shoot themselves out of a hole, and sometimes it takes a long time to get the fuck out of that hole.
Like Jimmy Harden.
All of them have those moments. But like
shoot 14 threes.
But like Harden's had a pretty good fucking series. It's just been whether or not he looks checked out at times, and that to me is something that bothers me. I don't understand how you could be looking at an elimination game and feel checked out. Like you had a chance to win this in front of the home crowd last game, and they were just out of it. And I'm like, you can't do that. Not with a Boston team that's shooting as badly as they fucking are. And at moments, there's every once in a while you have like a Grant Williams who looked great early in the series against Embiid, because I mean they literally saved him the entire year for this fucking series. Al Horford at times looked like he's like the key cog in that fucking machine. And
Al Horford 3+ 3s. Bet it.
My least favorite player maybe in the NBA is Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
And he's just an annoying fucking prick. And
he's like if he was on the Wizards.
He's a clear guy that you'd love to have him on your team.
Yeah.
But when you're not playing against him, fuck this dude and his stupid green hair and constantly fucking flailing all over the fucking
hair
court.
with the Wizards.
I don't give a fuck him. It's fucking horseshit.
He'll do something like freaky. Have like the blue and then the red and then the white part down the middle.
I don't give a fuck.
That's just the American flag.
True. But I mean, he's playing in DC. It makes sense.
Marcus Smart's annoying as shit.
I think the real issue is you check yourself out of the game knowing now you have to go to a Game 7 with a coach who's never won a Game 7 on the road, who's lost his last 4 Game 7s, and has the most Game 7 losses of any coach in the history of the National Basketball Association.
It ain't looking good.
It really just something in my
I feel like we've been through this.
And here's the problem. Like,
so many times.
The thing I wanted to avoid.
They have the talent.
Here we are.
They have the talent to do it, but also
they should have won Game 6.
They should have won Game 6.
And it's like you're wrong until you're right. Is that what we're doing here? Like you're wrong until you're right. Like is that how this is gonna go?
You're right
I've called the Sixers every year,
and you've been wrong.
Yeah,
and so you're just wrong until you're right.
Well, no, I'm not telling because what I'll just say is I was talking about them next year.
Oh goddamn!
Although you may be right in that the champion may come out of the East.
Jokic, man. Jokic. Look, if it's Denver versus Boston, Denver. If it's Denver versus Miami, Denver. If it's Denver versus Philly, give me Philly because I think Embiid. No. I think Embiid. Here's the thing with you. All right.
Denver.
You know, we got to get. I'll tell you my Jokic thing when we preview the. Could we?
Yeah, we're about to do.
All right,
let's
get off of this fucking Sixers thing because it's just making me. I'm like shaking.
But I was like, when you talk about Denver versus Philly, I'm like Denver all day.
I'm not. So all right, previewing the Nuggets Lakers game.
Yeah.
Nuggets Lakers series. Jokic is slow as shit. Okay. Defensively, he's slow as fuck.
Okay.
The thing that works for Jokic more than anything, the only thing he does with any sort of speed, and I don't even know if it's fast as much as it's just an optical illusion when it happens. He does it like 4 times a game. The spin move in the post.
Spin. I was thinking it. But
what is he going fast?
No,
what is happening?
He's moving his body, right?
He gets so much gyration.
He has so much body to move.
It's fucking weird to see. I don't know what I'm seeing when I see it happen.
It's weird that we all thought the same exact shit.
But you know how I know it's fast is because usually the defender does not have time to react. The defender is still standing there, and Jokic.
I don't think they know what they're seeing.
You know, like you remember, like in N one when they like lull you to sleep and then do like a little quick twitch?
It ain't even that cool. I don't know what it is. It looks like a glitch in the Matrix.
It's like you're
should be a black cat walking all across fucking court. Like there's like a
lulling them to sleep
glitch.
and then just moving.
Well, that's because
the weirdest thing.
Saving his energy all game for those 4
But once again, that's offensively.
Mm-hmm.
Defensively, Jokic stays there in the paint. He blocks shit. He does whatever. Usually, most people when they see Jokic just aren't going to go downhill. He's not. So what you do is you shoot, and if you don't make it, what does he do? He's going to get the board. Embiid is faster than Jokic in every way, shape, or form.
Hold on. No.
I'm getting it.
Look. KDot. So with that, right?
Just because what he said, but
no. We can talk about that right.
Yeah, because I want to talk about AD.
What you're talking about in regards to Embiid, right? That's cool. Embiid may win that particular matchup, but they're losing everywhere else.
I don't agree with that.
I agree with that 1,000%.
Because
that's what you just said.
Outside, I know.
I agree with my own point.
But sometimes you don't agree with what you say. We say that shit every week. Like, I said that shit. I ain't mean it.
Because if we have Jokic, now, if we're ranking the superstars in that series, if it were to happen, Jokic, and then what? We're going Embiid, and we're going Harden.
Harden's not gonna do what you think he's supposed to do against that Denver defense.
I don't think it'll matter. But all right, regardless, if it comes Lakers,
well, we're not gonna see it anyway because they're gonna lose tomorrow.
Huh? Fuck you. Shut up.
It don't matter.
Fuck off. The Lakers series to me is the same thing. AD in every way, shape, or form is faster than Jokic.
Yep.
AD's also dude that's not gonna be afraid to go downhill when it comes to Jokic.
He's brittle.
Yeah, no, I can totally see that. That's a possibility. But that's definitely a possibility. If you're asking me to put money on AD being completely healthy in a series with Jokic, I probably wouldn't do it.
No, but the thing is, right? Like
I'm picking Denver.
Sometimes he can be. He's not hurt, right? Sometimes he's just not hurt. It's just he got hit hard, so he stays back.
Out.
Yeah, it's like, and then if you're just fucking physical with him, then. He's not going to be there for half the game.
It depends on the game. That's the thing. Is like AD has moments where I don't know what it is with him mentally. There is things when it comes to AD when he's trying. I just put it at trying. When he's trying, any given night there's nobody in the league that can stop him.
True.
Any given night there's no one in the league.
He looked pissed off yesterday, and I was like, I saw his face. I was like, all right, he's pissed off.
See,
he's gonna grab some rebounds, which you fucking did.
That's all you need from him sometimes. Is like that's all you need.
And the occasional point in the post.
What if Reeves is having a good night shooting, Mm-hmm. If LeBron is okay with jacking up some shots,
Reeves won't.
Then you have AD's like, I don't need to be the point scorer, and I'm gonna do everything else that you need me to do. Yeah. Well, and when he does that, there's no one that can stop him. And Jokic can't stop him. There's nobody's gonna be able to stop him. That being said, like you said, if it comes down to if they're playing hard in the paint, can I have AD give me 100% in the full series? No.
You can't have him give you 100% in any one game.
Yeah. Yeah, but he gave enough to make it through this fucking series with Warriors.
Yeah, against a poor shooting Warriors.
Who's the center for the Warriors?
Yeah, that's come on.
Yeah, and then it's like, what other defensive players do the Warriors have? Klay is a shell of himself. They don't have Kuminga even on the fucking floor until like garbage time.
I'm picking Denver. Yeah. I'm picking Denver in 7. The reason I'm picking Denver in 7 is not because I actually think that's what will happen. Like, if I had to put money on it, I'd probably have Denver in 6. But I'm not going to dish. I think AD can play. And I think he will.
He can play when he's not getting hit. But he's going to get hit. You know that saying that they say, like, the Oklahoma drill created so many basketball players?
Yeah.
AD was one of those guys. He doesn't like to get hit.
And Jokic's brother punched him in the back of the head when he was on the bench last game. Like, Jokic wants the smoke.
It's like, and he has to deal with, like, Aaron Gordon, too.
Also depends on what gets called. Because there's, like, if they're banging in the paint, there's a bunch of foul calls.
Yeah. Too. And if it's like if the Lakers have
if Jokic
like
foul
plus
trouble,
20 in free throws, nah, that's
if Jokic is slower than AD, and AD is driving, and he's fouling it, I can totally see a game where Jokic is in foul trouble.
And I can see when AD's in foul trouble too.
Huh?
I can see a game where AD's in foul trouble too.
I don't see that against Jokic.
Jokic, like, footwork is immaculate.
I'm not denying that.
AD in the air,
but I think
then that's gonna be a foul.
But I think what Jokic will do is instead of going to the hoop, he just shoots.
Or passes.
No. Jokic is 300 fucking pounds. He's gonna get AD in the post.
And there are a lot of times that when you're saying Jokic, it's not him driving to the hoop; it's him doing his little hook or
he's gonna post
doing
up.
His spin shit.
He's gonna post up. AD's gonna be on his back. He's gonna get some footwork shit going. AD's gonna move and jump in the air, and then that's a foul. AD in foul trouble.
I give AD. You got to give AD more credit than that defensively.
No,
he's a great defensive player.
He's going to make some plays. I'm not saying he's not.
Yeah, I'm talking about the fouls. I'm saying from a foul standpoint, AD, come on. For years, there was a thought process he might be the best defensive player in the league.
You thought he was the second best player in the world. I remember
he was at that particular point in time. It was coming off the championship.
What's going to happen is the Lakers are going to win the championship, and AD's going to go back to being the second best player of all time. And we'll be right.
Very possible.
Nah, it's not. It's Denver in 6. Let's not overthink this.
Did anyone think the Lakers would be here?
Yes.
When?
Help the Bear. Help the Bear. With Dylan Brooks.
So this is Dylan Brooks' fault?
I'm talking about the beginning of the season.
This is Dylan Brooks' fault?
I'm sorry, going into this season.
If you see LeBron James
going into this season, did we think the Lakers would be here?
I mean, you never count out LeBron, so no, but
yeah. No one thought the Lakers were going to be here. They were a fucking laughing stock at the beginning of the season. Mm-hmm. Come on.
When they were losing.
That's what I'm saying. At the beginning, going into the season, they were a fucking laughing stock. They're not at all anymore. One of the best things that they ever did was D'Angelo Russell on that fucking team has been great. It's been great compared to having Russ.
What if they get rolled in 5 games?
That's what I have. That's what I have it.
I don't have that.
I have Denver in 5 because Denver is clearly a much better team. It's much better constructed, and they don't depend on any one person. LeBron can't beat Denver by himself.
No.
And at some point, he's gonna have to try.
I
don't like seeing AD hurt, but we just know it's going to happen.
I'm not saying hurt. I'm not even gonna say hurt. I'm just saying AD will stop
hurt,
trying.
Fake hurt.
It's
like
just
mentally checked
tries.
out. Like he's not gonna be there. That's the main thing. He's just not gonna be there.
He did. Look, man. They went through the play.
That's tough.
They had to. That is fucking ridiculous.
That's tough.
This is ridiculous in this. AD.
Well, he turns into Ben Simmons in a quarter. Yeah, and then he come back.
They played through the play-in.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the Grizzlies.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
The defending champion Warriors. Do not overlook. Don't overlook them. That's all I'm saying. Is I just don't look. The Denver, like I said at the beginning of this,
We had Denver in 6.
I had Denver in 6. I'm just saying, don't disrespect them.
7.
Don't disrespect them. I just don't. I think there's a way to
being gentleman swept is disrespectful.
a little bit. You're kind of because you're casting off AD as just a dude that's gonna get hurt.
No.
We all know it's gonna happen. You know it's gonna happen.
I didn't say. I'm not. I'm saying overall.
You say the same
I said
about
Denver's
Chris
the
Paul.
best team in basketball. Yes. And I said that Denver overall this season is healthy finally.
Yeah.
Which means that they should roll. The only person I have stopping Denver overall is Joel Embiid because I think he can cancel out Jokic. That's where I'm going with.
AD can too if he's
right.
always there.
Right. And we know that he won't be completely there the entire series, but I just don't think to think that he'll only show up in one game.
All right, look. How about this? AD, Jokic counts each other out. Cool?
No, that's too far.
Listen to what I'm saying. Let's say they do. Okay? Let's say that happens.
Then I go for superstars.
Huh?
I go for the superstars.
No. All right. Look at the rest of the teams. Which squad would you rather have?
The squad?
Yeah.
Denver.
Exactly.
I don't care.
Okay.
It's superstars.
All right.
Well,
If you cancel Jokic out, if I don't have Jokic's production with that team, I'm not picking that.
Denver is having a Mavs type run.
Who do you have to win?
I think that's disrespectful to the Nuggets.
Who do you have to win this season?
I have the Nuggets.
Why are you hopping?
What did I say? Did I say Nuggets in what?
Yeah, you said Nuggets 7. You said Nuggets 6. I say Nuggets in 5.
I'm only doing 7 because I think it's the respectful thing to do.
All right, so you're like, you know what? I'm gonna be wrong, but I'm just gonna be respectful here.
I agree. Yes.
Fuck that. What do you think?
Motherfucker, I've been the most right so far this fucking round.
Think?
I don't want to hear this shit.
What do you think? The last time
playoffs. Playoffs have been the most
KDot,
fucking accurate.
the last time,
I've been the most accurate this fucking
KDot,
playoff. I don't wanna hear
the
this
last
shit.
time you and I talked about Denver, you switched your pick and you was spot on. So, what do you actually think? Like, stop being respectful. What do you think? Like, what do you think?
He wants to be right.
Denver in 7.
No, you about to say 6. I'm saying 5.
Denver in 7.
It's gonna be Denver in 5. It would be 6 if AD was all the way there, but he's not gonna be all the way there. So Denver in 5.
So tired. So tired.
And that's the only series we could preview because the other one. I mean, it's gonna be Celtics.
Fuck it. Yeah, Heat and Celtics. Who you got?
I'm not gonna do that.
You disrespectful ass.
It's a Heat. No matter
We
who
could
it
do
is.
both.
disrespectful.
Look, we could do Heat and Celtics versus Sixers.
I'm taking the Heat. I don't care who they play.
Really?
I take the Sixers over the Heat. I take the Heat over the Celtics.
Wait, you take the Sixers over the Heat and then Heat over the Celtics. Why?
I think Jimmy Butler is enough to get past Boston.
Nah.
Jimmy Butler can get past anybody.
I think Jimmy Butler can get in Tatum's head.
But what about Jaylen Brown? He can get his head too?
I don't give a fuck.
All right.
There's one superstar.
I think
in that series.
whoever wins Game 7 tomorrow is going to the finals.
You guys get, like, if you want to follow what I do, I just talk about superstars.
Yeah.
Is Tatum a superstar? No.
Jimmy Butler superstar?
Yes. He moonlights. Superstar.
I'd
go that far.
We went the whole year talking about like, all right, he might be a superstar in the playoffs.
That's the only time. The regular season doesn't matter.
To Jimmy, it doesn't.
The same teams make it.
I went through Jimmy's progression.
Then you just have to be a superstar for 4 weeks, and you win a ship.
I think Jimmy. There's no one, and even
You
Jimmy.
are who
I
you
think
are.
Jimmy gives. I think Jimmy gives the Sixers fucking nightmares.
Yep. And then Denver rolls whoever.
If I look at the Sixers overall, I'm looking at superstars. And I'm saying
I think Embiid.
I think
Bam's gonna try something.
Oh yeah,
like, he's gonna try, but he can't fucking Embiid.
And I think when he gets to that point, Bam is gonna realize.
Marcus Smart's gonna give Harden fits.
Marcus Smart gonna foul out.
Nah.
That would be Marcus down. All right, moving on.
Marcus didn't watch
Oh,
movies.
nobody gave me credit for my joke in the text thread yesterday. I felt it was a Ryan level joke.
What
Did
joke?
you hear my? I don't think anybody understood it, or maybe there was no reaction.
I probably didn't see it.
When you said Dalvin Cook should go to the Bills, and I said that would be too many cooks in the kitchen.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
You're not proud of me, Matt. You're not proud.
I remember heavy sighs to that joke when
it's
I read
a Ryan joke.
All right. Next thing. All right, I think
they have another guy named Cook.
Going. All right, so where do you guys want to start off with first?
I don't know where we are.
You know what?
You're
let's do the schedule release because I don't want KDot mad at us right now.
It's only you. I'll be mad at you.
No, you were mad at me and Ryan.
Ryan, because he was egging me on. I don't think he'd do that right now. I'm in punching distance.
All right, fuck it. Here we are. So, the sale is
motherfuck you.
Unofficial, official.
They signed the agreement.
Yeah,
so
I thought and then you said oh Dan Snyder's holding it up, and I don't get what that means.
Oh, I didn't get to read it. I just got the notification.
What did the notification say?
I'll pull it up. Y'all keep talking.
All right. So yeah, it was a great day for Commanders fans. I think that was yesterday. Yeah. Dan Snyder's not the owner of the team. Like, TBD, I guess.
No, I mean they signed the agreement.
Okay.
Money's in escrow. That means the deal is done.
All right, bet. So Dan's gone, and everybody was so happy, and I was like celebrating with them, and then I'm afraid to talk about it.
Well, the Bills get to play in London, which is cool.
And we're not playing you in London. Thank God. I was worried about that.
Yeah, but you're in between the Jets and Washington.
Ugh. Well, you're going to be hyped up for the Jets.
Okay. Dan Snyder appears to be holding up the team sale based on the potential release of the Mary Jo White report.
Who's reporting this?
Seth Wickersham and Don Van Natta for ESPN. Yeah. Dan Snyder's lawyers are trying to prevent the release of the Mary Jo White's investigation into the Commanders organization and Snyder's alleged improprieties.
Here's the thing, though. This is one of those times where Dan has his team of lawyers, but guess what? So does the team. So the people who's buying the team. So they can try and do whatever the fuck they want.
Your cord connected?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm getting audio levels.
Everybody has the exact same lawyer. So
yeah, but
you can maybe hold it up for what, a day, a week, a month.
Here's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't moved as far as the way that I feel about all this shit. I told you guys back before the first congressional hearings, the first time you heard me say it with confidence was the release of the Bruce Allen emails.
Okay.
I said on the pod, it's over. When it's over, I don't know, but it's over. Because I know that Dan Snyder is a sniveling little bitch-ass coward. So what is he going to do? He's going to go kicking and screaming, dragging his feet the entire way through, right? Yeah. Which is everything we're seeing. We're seeing him doing everything he possibly can to just make it miserable for everybody. So what I'm not doing is I'm not overreacting to anything because I know that it's a done deal. Yeah. It's been a done deal. Mm-hmm. How it goes and what the time frame is, that's up for debate. I will not celebrate this thing happening until the league ratifies it. And I look on the page on the NFL website, and the owner of the Commanders is Josh Harris and his group. Because to me, it's just they're nothing but baby steps and shit to get people riled up in the media or to get the fan base riled up. And I'll know when it happens. We schedule the fucking parade, and that's it.
So a parade is happening?
Yes. I don't know if it'll be an official parade, but there'll be a gathering.
Okay.
A wake.
I don't know.
It should be a wake, yeah.
Like, be one of them New Orleans funerals.
So, Josh Harris. Like, explain who he is.
Josh Harris is a billionaire who owns the New Jersey Devils and the Philadelphia 76ers and some soccer team. And he's part of the longest group of motherfucking list of owners I've ever seen. But he's the majority guy. Probably second in name would be Magic Johnson. Yeah. Who also sprinkles his little magic pixie dust on everything and brings championships to people. I'm stoked. The press release that Dan Snyder had yesterday, which was him and Tanya, look forward to the transition and being able to root for the team, whatever the fuck. I don't give a shit. But Josh Harris also released a statement saying that he was excited to start putting together a winning culture, this, that, and the other. Anyone's better than Dan. He's the worst owner in all of sports. Has been for... I think he's been the worst owner in sports for maybe 15 years, possibly. Maybe a little longer. I wouldn't say he was the worst owner all the way through his reign. Because there was at some points where I honestly did think he was trying. He just didn't know what he was doing, and he was too fucking...
Back when he was doing jersey commercials like 15 years ago?
No, before that. He's just a hard-headed dude. But that's the thing is, like, when you become a billionaire, right? And depending on how you got your billions, it's hard pressed for anyone to tell you how to do something. Because you feel as though, well, I've done it this way and I'm as successful as I am.
Yeah.
So when you come into the situation, you have Norv Turner as your head coach, and we make the playoffs. But you're like, Norv bores me and I'm firing him. It's like, all right, I get you're a billionaire. I get you're a billionaire in your fucking 30s. I get you've done things your way. But it's not necessarily, you don't know about football, right? Like, you claim to be a fan, but you don't know about football. Then you hire Marty Schottenheimer. Marty comes in, he ain't fucking with you. He ain't fucking with you at all. Leave me the fuck alone. It's my goddamn team. So he fires him after 1 year. And then what did he do? He's like, all right, I tried to go get the Gristle veteran coach. That didn't work out. So what am I going to do? I'm going to make the hot splash. I'm going to try to get some young or some dude that has an idea. So what does he do? He backs up the Brinks truck for Steve fucking Spurrier. That was a colossal shit show. So what does he do after Steve Spurrier? You think, okay, you've done the Gristle veteran. You've done the young upshot, even though Steve Spurrier was kind of old. He had some ideas on what he was going to do in the league. The quarterback carousel was fucking retarded. Stupid.
Just bleep yourself out.
I hate saying that word. I feel bad that I said it.
Just bleep yourself.
I'm not going to bleep. I can't even say. I got to have the fuck with the brightness on this goddamn thing.
Yeah, I think so.
What did he do? He hired Joe Gibbs.
Albert Hansford.
And that was I loved the move when it happened. I absolutely adored it. When
was Mike Shanahan? Was he ever the head coach of the Commanders?
He was the head coach.
What point was that?
2010. After Jim Zorn.
Really?
Jim Zorn, Jesus.
What do you mean, really? Yes. When RG3 was here, that was Mike Shanahan.
Yep. I just thought he was like before.
Terribly.
I thought he was like way before.
No.
Oh.
Shanahan was here for the Donovan McNabb trade. And then after McNabb is when we went and we did the RG3 thing. But the RG3 thing was the same year. Mike Shanahan did not want RG3. He wanted Kirk Cousins because he coached Kirk Cousins in the Senior Bowl. So what do? Draft both of them in the same fucking draft. Which, come look at it, it was two quality quarterbacks you drafted, right? It doesn't look terrible. But then it all goes to shit because of the ownership and the relationship he has with the quarterback. And the look, Mike Shanahan was being a prick, but so was Dan Snyder. And two pricks doesn't work unless you're in a homosexual relationship, which God, good for you. It just didn't work. And yeah, but there were times where I'm like, I think Snyder's trying. When he went to go sign the big free agent splash, right? I think there's maybe whether or not he was trying to sell jerseys compared to actually putting together a winning product. Could have been both. I don't know. I will say overall, as far as the way he's treated the fan base was always bad. The way that he handled the facilities and everything was always bad. But as far as trying to put together a winning product, I mean, it's not in his best interest not to put out a winning product.
How was the workplace environment?
Terrible.
Yep.
I got a buddy that who's in my fantasy football league. We've done the occasional podcast together. I'm not going to say his name because I know how he feels about me saying this publicly. But he used to be his first internship in college was working for the Washington football organization. And early on, he was told to go to certain hotel rooms, and he'd shepherd a bunch of cheerleaders inside the room, and then he'd have to stand guard at the door. He wasn't allowed to go inside, and he wasn't allowed to let anyone inside either. And I come to find out, you look at all the improprieties and stuff what's happening with the cheerleaders and everything, he was like, holy shit. But he also says about, like, when he used to work in Ashburn, and you weren't allowed to make eye contact with Dan, you weren't allowed to call him anything but Mr. Snyder. It was terrible. And the culture was always really, really bad.
Yeah, I had a friend who was one of the people that was assaulted. That was specified in the articles.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, he's gone.
He's gone. So, like, as far as time frame goes, it doesn't matter to me because, I mean, time frame mattered in the sense of for this season, if it happened early enough that they want to make coaching changes or something with that, we knew that wasn't going to happen. So right now, I don't really give a shit. As long as it happens before mid-season next year, I'm fine. I want him gone yesterday, but it doesn't really matter to me because he's not.
Years, what's another 6 months?
sort of.
And plus, he's been out. Like he'll be gone before the season starts.
He should be. There's a possibility he's gone next week because the league meets on the 22nd. Right. But we don't know as far as this article that just dropped.
The league wants him gone, so the league will figure out how to make him gone.
Which is my grand point. Which is the reason I'm not worried about this at all is that I thought, regardless if he wants to sell or not, the league is going to bounce him. Hmm? It's just how much. What are you looking for?
No, I'm just staring at your water bottle. Because I'm ADD.
Gotcha.
I don't know what to tell you.
It's just a matter of how much kicking and screaming does he want to do. I'll give him credit. He hasn't done a whole lot. Mm-hmm. But he's done some. I think he has too. But when you find out that like he didn't show up for like the final 2 home games, which was like red flag number 1 or green flag number 1. Yeah. And then you find out that he didn't even zoom in for the draft this year. Cool. They cleared out the office and everything. It's done. It's over. It's a matter of like when the ink dries. I'm good with it.
Okay.
But I don't like motherfuckers telling me how I should react and not react to it.
Hey, you should be really happy.
Fuck you. I ain't as mad as him. I ain't as mad at him about it than I am at you because that's the white man's voodoo. Passive aggressiveness, the white man's voodoo. Said, he's just being who he is.
This is a great day.
He's just being who he is.
It's a great day.
Nah, you were cribbing the white man's voodoo and getting on me. That felt fucked up. A black man using a white man's shit on me, that ain't cool.
Bro.
Passive aggressiveness is not our thing. We are aggressive.
Calm. Just calm the fuck down.
I'm just saying. I'm really calm.
On to the next topic.
I'm just saying, as far as arguments go, passive aggressive is not our thing.
Release, which has been dubbed the Super Bowl for NFL social media teams.
Super Bowl for me. I'm a social media professional.
They really did their thing.
They did.
Some.
A lot of them were really good.
I only watched the 2.
Which one?
I watched so many.
Chargers and the Titans.
Yeah, those 2 were really, really fucking good.
Jaguars.
The Jaguars had a good one.
The Titans one is just.
Yeah.
The Titans one is the Titans one is probably the most funny. Yeah. The only thing I give it is that I live on social media, so I have seen people do the ask people on the street what logo this is, so it just didn't feel original to me. It's just this would be funny if we did it for the schedule release. What I'd love to see are all the times they asked people and they got it right the first time. I know there's a ton of that fucking funny. It's like,
but my favorite part is like afterwards, the Falcons, what was it, the Red Stallions or some shit? Yeah, they changed their Twitter handle to the Red. I was like, that's good. That's good.
Funny.
I mean, this is for their social media guys. This is and gals. This is like what they do, right?
Yeah.
They are putting out a product to make you excited about the team. They fucking nailed it.
And the Chargers to me win again just because of the amount of effort it takes to do what they do as far as the anime. The only knocks they get is that some of it was a little out of date. The Packers thing, where it was just Aaron Rodgers, was a little out of date. The Zach Wilson for the Jets. But I understand that animate something like that, you can't do it in such a short term.
They did it before.
What do you mean?
So, it's the same thing as last year.
Yeah,
so
but it was new. But it was all new stuff.
The
Like, we're not taking your...
No, we're taking away some shit from that.
No, we're not.
For that, because they did the exact same shit they did last year. They just updated it.
We can't because you're biased.
They did the exact same shit.
They murdered your fan base.
Oh, yeah. Huh?
They murdered your fan base.
Okay, fan base, yeah.
They murdered your fan base.
I thought you said family. I was like, no.
They murdered your fan base.
Yeah, they did. Like
that shit was amazing.
The QR code, that was good. Like,
did you click the QR code?
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotta get a
Raiders
job.
fans. It's just a Google around.
Yeah. And it's like, and all the replies was the same picture, which is great, of Derek Carr just doing the timeout after you knocked him out the playoffs.
And the Lions.
The Lions
one was hilarious.
Yeah. I didn't get the Lions until like the day later. I was like, why?
Oh, really?
And I was like, oh.
And it's the Jameson Williams guy.
Yeah, Brendan.
I actually read everything that they put.
I did too, but it was a legit thing. So,
gambling helps.
Boy, Brendan called me afterward because I was like, he said he didn't care. I was like, no, you need to watch these. So he was like, yo, I legit thought something happened to my Twitter when the Lions thing came on. I thought it went to a different video. Oh. He's like, holy shit, yo, they fucking nailed it.
But the other part that I did like about it was they actually had like actual anime characters in it. And I was like, okay, I know this anime. I know this anime. I know that anime. And I was like,
I only knew the two that I've seen, which is was it Chainsaw Man?
Chainsaw Man, yeah.
And Attack on Titan.
You didn't know Hunter x Hunter? Like when the bye week? Okay.
How much do you know that I know about anime, James?
I don't know.
We've absolutely talked about this.
I don't remember.
There are only 2 anime I've watched. Well, 3 if you count the Animatrix.
Well, the bye week one, that was gone from Hunter x Hunter. So
great. I don't need those references.
And then he also had like a Psyduck sitting next to him. I was like, why the fuck are you there?
Why not?
Anime.
Different.
Pokemon's anime. Pokemon's anime.
I know, but I said it's different, completely different shows.
They're a little bit everything.
Pokemon and Hunter x Hunter are different shows?
Yeah.
I can tell you that as well. I don't know the other.
Jaguars did a great job, I think, but it was a long burn. I don't know how many people watched the full 8 minutes. The Patriots had a really good concept. They just didn't nail it. Did y'all watch the Patriots?
Oh yeah, the retirement home.
The retirement home with Devin McCourty.
But like having Brady in there, that was like, all right, that kind of made it.
The Chargers had him sitting on the Game of Thrones seat. That was fucking.
Bill in front of all the TVs because he's spying on everyone. And
I thought
also
I thought it was Thanos.
No, the Bears. Also, I really appreciate it because The Bear was one of my favorite shows last year. If y'all watched The Bear is great. Y'all really need to watch The Bear. The one in Chicago. It's so good. Second season's coming too.
Yeah, I was gonna wait till that season comes out.
But they did a really good job, and there was they had Spice Adams is always awesome and everything, and then they also had Seth Rollins, the wrestler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's from Chicago.
So what did the Commanders do, and did you like it?
I did not like the Commanders one. I thought it was a good initial idea that just didn't get executed properly.
Okay.
So what they tried to do was they had AI create.
Oh,
so like
Chat
okay,
DMV.
they had Chat DMV is what they call it.
Chat DMV.
So it was like, okay, present. Everybody's talking about AI. Good thing. They also have a new mascot, Major Tutty, and they're really trying to give him some play. I like Major Tutty overall as a concept, but I just need to be more deranged. I like my mascots being a little deranged.
But
like
when did they roll that out?
Major Tutty?
Yeah.
This last season.
Okay. I thought they were doing it this year. I was like, that don't make any sense.
They did it midway through the season, which was weird. And then
it's like you're gonna just change the shit again. So
I'm so sick and tired of that shit.
If they do, I mean, it's an option.
I don't understand. I really don't get it. I don't understand why they would change the name.
You don't understand why they would?
Yeah.
I mean, it's another influx of cash.
You have to spend money.
Yeah, and then you'll make it back.
Not necessarily. Because here's what I know.
Mm-hmm.
This is the reason I don't give a shit about it. There is no name other than Redskins that they could put the name as that they're not going to get a bunch of shit from the fan base. The fan base just isn't happy. Here's the only way that you fix this. Win. Win fucking football games.
Doesn't matter what the name is, as long as you win.
Here's the thing. When Ted Leonidas. When Ted Leonsis. When Ted Leonsis. Do you know who Ted Leonsis is?
The owner of the Wizards?
Yes. And Caps. And potentially Nats if the learners fucking just let go. Ted Leonsis, when he first bought the Wizards, no one in Washington likes the Wizards name. It's a dumb fucking name. It makes no sense to watch. It's
y'all
stupid.
Y'all should have kept the Bullets.
Well, there was a reason we got rid of the Bullets name, which was that Abe. Well, there's 2 reasons. Abe Pollin, the former owner of the Wizards, was very good friends with the Israeli prime minister who was assassinated.
Oh.
And then right after the assassination happened, he was like, I don't want to be associated with the Bullets. Also, Washington, D.C. was the murder capital of the United States during that time period, too.
Really fell off in the last 15 years.
Gentrification. So...
Did I hear that?
I didn't.
Okay.
There's trucks. There's people making grass.
But Ted Leonsis was always saying that while he wouldn't necessarily go back to the Bullets, he did say that we would change the name. And then there was, for years, he promised us new uniforms that were more in line with what the Bullets had. We finally got the jerseys, but the name has still remained the Wizards, and it's not going anywhere. And the fan base has stopped caring.
Yeah. Because the Wizards don't win.
Football team names, mostly suck. They mostly suck. Atlanta Falcons. Why? The Raiders. Like, they're all dumb names. It's just a matter about how long. You're going to defend it because you're the Buffalo Bills. How many Bills are in fucking Buffalo? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, they're
Buffalo Bill.
The 49ers.
That's not no.
The 49ers make sense. The 76ers make sense. The Lakers made sense when they were in Minnesota. There are team names that can make sense. The Pelicans, pretty good fucking name. Not as good as if the Jazz were in fucking New Orleans. That'd be fucking cool, right? The Utah Jazz, the Mormons known for their fucking jazz.
First off,
Denver Nuggets makes sense, right? Like, there are some teams that make sense. There's some team names that don't make any fucking sense. Most of them don't make any sense.
why would
It's all like Commanders and change the name. And the Raptors. Would you know why the Toronto Raptors exist as an organization? That's why the team name is the name of this? Do you know?
didn't they find a raptor?
The movie Jurassic Park came out when the franchise was starting. And Velociraptors were cool.
They're
So they
still
said
fucking cool.
Raptors.
Yeah,
Take that
the
back.
jersey is still fucking awesome.
Yeah, that cartoon fucking Velociraptor they had for
Also,
years.
now that we know Velociraptors are feathered, should they update their jersey?
It looks stupid as shit. Go ahead.
Like a fucking.
All right.
They should just be the
All
fucking
right, so we're
Drake's
talking about y'all
wheelchair
video.
jimmies.
Our video was it was cool. I just shouldn't have saw it after I watched everybody else's because now I'm like, shit, they killed us.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
I know, but it was cool to see Sandra on it, like our black female president of the Raiders. It was cool to see like she was like one of the first people or the first person to show up in the video. That was nice. Ice Cube. We had T-Pain randomly. I didn't know he was a Raiders fan, but that was random as fuck.
T-Pain will do anything for a paycheck.
Okay. And then it was I like seeing of course we had Jimmy G, Max Crosby, and Tay, the best receiver in fucking football. So that was nice to be there. But yeah, none of that shit really matters at the end of the day.
Because we're gonna win games.
Yep. And let's go into the Bills. How did you feel about yours?
Did y'all see the Chargers Pop-Tart thing?
I cared.
Yeah. They did the
more
same shit
about
last year too.
I know,
The
the Max Crosby was
schedule.
Yeah.
I care more about the schedule
Okay.
than what the PR
But what
team
did
was doing.
what did your PR team do?
It was just Josh Allen delivering stuff.
Okay.
I mean, they.
Like
They're
he was
working
like
on-
he was
they're
in like
working
an
on
Amazon
football.
truck.
Yeah, he was on like a bike.
Okay.
The bloopers were funnier than the actual video itself. Watching, because those
Was
guys,
his ex in any of them?
those guys have fun, huh?
Was his ex in any of them? Josh Allen's ex?
That's fucked up. All right, cool.
Well, no, because he's having fun now.
Is that right?
Um,
Kentucky Derby?
I'm pissed that we're playing in London. I'm not pissed who we're playing in London.
Who are you playing in London?
The Jags.
Oh, that's gonna be a home game for them.
It's gonna. I mean,
Jags.
I feel like the Jags could beat us, and if we're gonna have an off game, I'd rather it be in London. But we are playing. There's a lot. This schedule is tough.
But we're gonna go into more so the schedule next week.
Yeah, I'm
With-
just.
Yeah,
Team.
Washington has the 5th toughest schedule in the league.
I'm concerned for our schedule.
Good.
I already did my wins, my way too early
Well,
predictions.
just
on this.
save them for
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah.
All right.
We're playing the NFC East.
Speaking
Bring it,
of
motherfucker.
the Bills, you guys had a punter.
Mm-hmm.
He's not on your team anymore.
Correct.
Is it possible that he comes back now that? Explain, because you're the lawyer.
So he's gonna end up on a team.
Who?
Matt Ariza. He was drafted. He's the quote-unquote punt god. Was accused of rape after being drafted by the Bills. The Bills did a cursory investigation, decided that they couldn't keep him on the team pending the investigation. So they cut him. Obviously, no other team wanted to touch him. Came out that after the prosecutors investigated that he wasn't even actually there. And so all charges have been dropped. Yeah, I mean, he just lost millions of dollars, had a whole year of unemployment. I'm sure he gets picked up by somebody. I just don't know PR-wise if the Bills are going to do it.
I don't know if he'd want to go to the Bills,
Yeah.
like not supporting.
Yeah, so. I mean, but last year, we were just coming off all the Deshaun Watson shit. And it's really one of those things like, it's just a PR. If he was, I hate to say this, if he was a quarterback, I think it ends differently. but he's a fucking punter, so he should have learned to throw. Yeah, I hope he gets a job because that's really fucked up. I just don't think it'll be in Buffalo.
Yeah,
that's not what we're worried about. We're worried about not punting ever, and maybe not shitting.
Bills losing the wild card.
All right, so
yeah, I actually think I'm starting to say that you guys might not have the playoffs.
The last story that we have for this week is the possible Tom Brady joint ownership with Mark Davis of the Raiders. He's already a part owner of the Las Vegas Aces, and now he's in talks to be a part owner of the Raiders.
Yep.
How do you feel, or you don't care at all?
I care more that there was the story that he might opt out of the Fox contract.
Yeah, I think that's gonna happen if he becomes part owner of the Raiders too. I don't think he's doing the Fox shit.
I'm raising my percentage points that he comes back and plays.
No way, not a chance. Not a chance.
That would be some legendary shit if he's like owner and player.
No, that'd be fucking weird.
I think McDaniels would let it happen.
Yeah, it would.
He's not great over Garoppolo.
Huh?
I also know that he hates Garoppolo.
You think he hates him?
I think he hates Garoppolo.
He's hated Jimmy G since he forced him out.
Do you remember
they
when we found out that that's who he was talking about on the shop?
Oh no, you're talking about Tom Brady.
Yeah. When was the one?
I thought you said Josh McDaniels hates Garoppolo.
No,
I was
he wouldn't sign him if he hated him.
I know. That's what I was like.
Plus, Jimmy had his best year ever under.
That's why I was confused. All right,
yeah,
cool.
but
all right.
I can also see
I know
Tom
Brady.
saying,
I know Brady hates.
I can see Tom saying, "Hey, Josh,
Get
you
rid
want
of
me
him.
over that motherfucker right there, don't you?"
But
That'd be hilarious.
question. I don't think I've ever. Well, I know I've never seen it, but is it possible to trade Jimmy G? No, right?
I mean, yeah, I think so.
Even though we just signed him, you can still.
There's a certain amount of time that has to pass.
Yeah, that's like.
But I don't think it's like certain game weeks. I think it's like 2 months.
Say, hey, I'll play
You guys have had it from like 2 months.
I'll play for $1.
I'll play for one fuck. No, well, he can't. Sign me for the league minimum.
Oh my god, if that happens.
And Jimmy sit on the fucking bench.
It's
trade Jimmy G to the Patriots.
It's that one meme of Tom doing the look around and smile.
Oh yeah.
Walking in, seeing him suited up with QB1.
Tom would.
What up, bitches? You on the bench, motherfucker?
Tom specifying you're signing me for league minimum because we're keeping Jimmy. Yeah. He has to sit on the bench and watch me play.
Yeah, that's in his contract.
No.
As long as I'm here, Jimmy has to be here and has to watch me play. He is not allowed to be traded.
That wouldn't make any sense.
It made total sense. You'd have two players
for the team. It doesn't make sense.
It makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
It's Tom saying you'd pay me more than you pay Jimmy, right? Just keep Jimmy's contract. I'll sign for league minimum. You're still getting less than I'm still getting. Overall, you're getting a deal. And if I so happen to get injured, you still got Jimmy.
Yeah, but you can use those resources for other parts of the team.
Tom's petty.
Yeah.
Tom petty. Tom is petty.
But it's like if you're a part owner of the team, you would want the team to move further.
You think he cares about the overall financial state of the team? No, he cares about.
Oh yeah. Let me buy some shit just so I don't give a shit about it. Cool.
No, because here's what he does now. Regardless of that, I'll say this. I'll go as far as this. Tom Brady with Josh McDaniels, with throwing in Devontae Adams, y'all are in the Super Bowl, and that's worth it.
It depends on what else we have around the team.
Doesn't matter. I literally just said the only things that matter.
No.
If Tom Brady under Josh McDaniels and Devontae Adams is there to throw the football to,
you saw what happened when he didn't have an offensive line in Tampa Bay.
He didn't have Devontae Adams.
He had Mike Evans and Chris Godwin.
They're not Devontae Adams.
Both of them together? Yes, they are.
They're not Devontae Adams.
Okay. All right. Okay. Disagree.
And they're also not Josh McDaniels.
I feel like everybody shitted on Josh McDaniels.
I'm saying Josh McDaniels with Tom.
Okay.
I'm talking about the combined deal, okay? Mm-hmm. Josh McDaniels on his own, I have no faith, and I think if you guys had more money, you wouldn't have him anymore. But Tom and Josh together, when Tom's running shit, and Josh is his little bitch boy, that works. Josh shouldn't be top banana. He needs to be second banana, maybe third banana. Yeah, third banana. He's most comfortable as third banana.
We'll see.
Because in New England, he was third banana.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe also had fourth.
They had a really fucking good
defense. Oh, yeah. Josh below Gronk. People would listen to Gronk over fucking Josh.
All right, now you're just talking. All right, so
I'm saying.
Final thoughts. You go first.
I thoroughly enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Thoroughly?
Don't you fuck anything up for me, piece of shit.
Thoroughly?
I'll spoil the shit out of it. You better check him. He want to keep correcting what I said. I said it the way I wanted to say it.
Okay.
I said thoroughly, like Thor.
I know.
Thoroughly. Spoiler alert.
There's not an alert. You already did it.
You don't know in what context. You've no context of what it is I'm saying.
The worst.
Do you have any context of what I'm saying?
No.
Now Ryan's going to send the movie like, all right, when the fuck is Thor showing up?
Unless I was lying.
You don't try to clean the shit up after.
You won't know until you watch the movie. Yeah, which he won't until it's on Disney Plus for 3 years.
No, I'm going to go see it in theaters, you son of a bitch. Just haven't had time. What's that thing that I do every day? Work.
I also think that your work doesn't stop. You're not going to have time to go with it. When's the last time you've seen a movie in a movie theater? What's the last movie you saw in a theater? I don't think it's something you do.
Oh, COVID.
Fucking blaming COVID? So it was before COVID?
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy is not the first movie you're going to go see in a fucking theater.
Yeah, it is.
All right. I think the only reason you do it right now is out of spite.
Yep.
That's literally it.
But he's doing it.
Yeah, I know. You're not going to
final
want
thought.
Guardians of the Galaxy was awesome, and to hear more of these thoughts on Guardians, tune into the episode we're going to do of Unequal Opinions next week.
And you're going to hear him and Keem argue for an hour, and I'm going to love every second of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's probably a distinct possibility.
No, it's a certainty.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got most of it out in that text thread. No, we'll re-edit it.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you get to see
I want to go see it again, and if I see it again and I feel the same way I did the first time, yeah, I'm gonna come ready to fucking fire.
Yeah, this is gonna be great. I'm just gonna sit there like.
Oh, I will say this. I will spoil it. Say that I'm not spoiling anything, but I will say this. It is easily the best MCU movie since Endgame.
Better than Shang-Chi.
Yep.
Okay.
Better than Black Panther. Better than Shang-Chi. But also, I didn't love Shang-Chi. You know.
Oh, Keem loved Shang-Chi.
I watched the new Black
Panther. I knew one of y'all did.
That was okay.
The new Black Panthers has a lot of problems.
Yeah, it was okay.
All right, Ryan.
So I said I wasn't going to go see the Mets as they were in town taking on the Nationals unless they won a game, which I didn't expect them to do because they've lost 13 of 17. And then they come in yesterday and win. So now I have to go see the fucking Mets, which really breaks my heart because they're going to lose now that they've won the first game. They'll probably lose the rest of the series. So the Nats with their $14 payroll are surging. The Mets with their $400 billion payroll are horrible.
Fake ass Yankees.
But the Yankees are also bad.
I know. What's worse is y'all are trying to be like the Yankees and y'all suck at it.
Yeah, it's just year one of trying to be like the Yankees. Also, the Yankees have been yanking for the last 15 years.
Whoa, the Yankees haven't yankied in a while.
Yeah, they haven't won since 2009.
Because George died.
That's not the reason.
That's totally the reason. The kids are fucking cheap.
Anyway, Tampa, who has the lowest payroll second lowest payroll in the majors, I think, and the Orioles, who have the third lowest payroll, are on top of their division. So
the A's probably got the lowest, right?
I believe so, but they're going to Vegas, so they'll be able to gamble all that away. Also, every good player that was on the A's is like the second best player on every other team that they're on right now. It's insane. Murphy, Olsen, it's just outrageous. The A's should just close up shop and burn it down. But so should the Mets. My watch tells me it's time to stand. What do you say about that?
All right. So my final thoughts is I'm gonna be an uncle.
Oh, congrats, bud.
They should hopefully come out before shit.
Well, the baby gets to decide that, not you.
No shit.
I'm sure the episode will come out before the baby's born.
No. Can you bleep this?
I'm not.
Because I don't know if I'm supposed to.
Well, you fucked that up.
Yeah, I did. All right. Fuck my final thought. We're good.
All right.
I feel old as shit. My nephew and niece both graduated college.
Yeah, oh, no, that's because I'm older than you. My family just has kids later.
Yeah, I was gonna throw my dad on the bus for a second.
I was poking the bear.
My dad got.
No.
No, I would say this because I just told Brendan this over the phone, which was hilarious. My dad was the father of 2 kids before he graduated high school, and the way that it happened was the girl basically said, "Nanny, nanny, boo, boo, you're gay if you don't sleep with me," and he did it twice. But here's the other reason. I was so afraid of having sex in high school because my dad was going, "You want your life to be over, motherfucker? You can keep your dick in your pants. And even if you do have sex, take the condom with you afterwards. Do not leave it in the trash bin." Some words I lived by for quite some time. All right.
Don't accept condoms from anybody else.
Nah, bitch, poke holes in it.
Yep.
All right.
Bye, guys.